right, ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat, and I said it right, you motherfuckers.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are back once again with another BMF Season 4 review. This time, talking all about BMF Season 4, Episode 4, Power Trippin'. The latest episode of the Star series, Black Mafia Family. And yes, this time I'm rolling solo, y'all. Sorry. No Chrissy Love on this occasion. Chrissy Love is on vacation on her sabbatical in the week. If you want to see me and Chrissy talk about a little bit of BMF, probably Season 4, Episode 4, and Season 4, Episode 5. We'll probably chat a little bit about it on the True Hill Heat flagship podcast this week. But had to get this in before Season 4, Episode 5 drops. We are here for Season 4, Episode 4 review. Appreciate y'all for supporting our BMF Season 4 reviews this season. We've been getting a lot of feedback, a lot of views for these reviews. This is going to be a shorter version of it since I'm riding solo this time. So I appreciate y'all if you're watching us on the premiere of this video. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping a thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your BMF family, friends and fans on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here, because we are reviewing every episode of Season 4 of BMF. We also got Ironheart review that dropped this week as well. We got our All-American review that's coming pretty soon down the chamber, as well as we're going to be reviewing The Shy Season 7 as well. And we got True Hill Heat check with myself and Chris G reviewing everything going on in the NBA. So a lot of great content here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel right now. But without further ado, let's get into Season 4, Episode 4, which was entitled Power Trippin'. So Meech and Terry, they've been on opposite grounds pretty much the whole season, and opposing grounds when it comes to the drug business, yet their vision has remained the same with their new project, which is their newfound recording label, Stomping Grounds. As such, soon after the idea's inception, Meech is getting started after trying to recruit their first artist, Purdy. She's a rising star who has already managed to snag a top 10 on the charts with her new song. However, she's apparently very unhappy with her former record label right now, which makes all the money from her art and only passes down the bare minimum to her. And basically, he's a tyrant, her label owner and manager right now. Thus, the artist has had to get used to rented clothes and jewelry, as well as just about everything else, while her producers and managers all make all the big bucks. Although Purdy is inclined to believe this is just the way the industry works, Meech has convinced her that she can have a different and much brighter future with the Flannery brothers. Even so, the musician remains hesitant to back out of her previous contract. Part of her hesitation stems from her former boss's established industry connections. However, another reason that makes her take some pause stems from her own secret drug addiction. As we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks, Purdy's has a little bit of a love for the nose candy, for the cocaine. Purdy is hooked on cocaine, and she can rely on her whole label to supply it to her. We see a scene where she goes to Trell, the label owner and manager, and he's beating somebody up because they wouldn't play any of their records. She's informed that he wants her to be a part of a girl group, and he's making plans for her to be a part of the girl group. The artist has no intention of sharing her fame or her talent with anybody else, so he roughs her up a bit, and to basically diffuse the situation, she asks for some cocaine and sniffs it up with the other girls that's going to be in this girl group watching on. For the same reason, she decides though, Purdy, to sign up with Meech and Terry, who promise to give her a big payout alongside all the artistic freedom that she wants. And that's one of the major plot lines of this episode here. But back in Detroit, sparks are flying for someone else in the Flannery family, and that is Nicole, who has a whole relationship with someone new from Terry's crew. While Meech and Terry's business booms, their family continues to face some financial struggles back in Detroit. Even though Pastor Lucille is happy to have her sons in her life, she is strictly against accepting any money from them due to the nature of their business. Therefore, when Charles's band goes on hiatus for an indeterminable period of time, money inevitably becomes tight in the Flannery household. Fortunately, Nicole has a full ride college scholarship, but still it only covers tuition. So she has to do room, board, and food. As such, the high school graduate finds herself a job at Terry's restaurant to make some extra cash. Inevitably, she crosses paths with one of Terry's men at the establishment, who has been given the duty to basically drive her back and forth now that she doesn't have a car after being arrested by the stolen car that Meech gave her. Terry's overprotective streak compels him to put one of his men, Worm, on chauffeur duty for his younger sister. However, what he most definitely did not anticipate was the quick rapport and connection that Nicole and Worm have and form. Naturally, when Wanda, Terry's ex and his baby mom, learns about the young woman's growing interest in the BMF member, she basically warns her, this is not the path to go. You shouldn't shit where you eat, basically. She warns her against getting involved with him. Nonetheless, though, it seems Nicole has no intentions of repressing her desires. He says, I'm a grown woman, basically, and just says, fuck all of that. As such, in a matter of days, it was literally like they met one day, they were talking another day, and then the next day he's fucking clapping those cheeks. That's how quick it was. Like this, it was like a few minutes apart. She ends up hooking up with Worm. As such, if this relationship becomes serious, it is only a matter of time before the young Flannery becomes more involved in her brother's affairs than ever before. And as we would see in the episode 5 trailer, it might lead to another Flannery coming aboard, because we do see Nicole in the season 4 episode 5 trailer having a pregnancy test. It's like, dude, you don't you have a boyfriend? You got Breeze. You got mad because Breeze was talking to girls while he was on the phone with you, and then you turn around and sleep with somebody else. And I loved Wanda bringing up the fact that none of y'all Flannerys can stay faithful. It seems to be a family trait. Charles, Meech, Terry, Nicole, Lucille, all of them. Goddamn. Terry tries to safeguard his inner circle all at the same time these main other plots are going on. Previously, Terry made a major move against his brother by hiring B. Mickey behind his back. He and Meech have a long and arduous history together that started with a childhood friendship and ended with the betrayal B. Mickey did by working with the police against Meech. Nonetheless, the former has been trying to earn the brother's trust back once again so that he can be a part of BMF. Ever since he was kicked out of the organization, B. Mickey has been struggling financially. His daughter's medical condition only makes him even more desperate to find a way to make big money. Fortunately for him, Terry sees his desperation as a positive. Terry's growing differences with Meech mean that he needs to secure a close group of his own that he can trust. He believes B. Mickey can be one of those people, but he just has to prove himself, basically, to show that. Therefore, he puts the new recruit and his trusted second Hoop on duty to shadow Markeisha, who he doesn't trust right now, and they report on her routine back to him. On the other hand, he also employs Wanda's help to stash a significant amount of money away for a rainy day, knowing that that's probably the only woman he can trust at this point, because he sure as hell can't trust Markeisha, which is smart. Coincidentally, while this is going on, Terry can sense a storm is brewing on the horizon. He wants to be prepared to have an out from the drug trafficking business and have a legitimate business if the need arises. Considering Jay Pusher's scheme of double-crossing Meech, the younger Flannery seems to be on the right track because Meech is just totally off base. So we see how Meech and Terry, they go to St. Louis and they go and visit Jay Pusher. They see how he's running things. They set everything up for Loco to drop off the drugs in St. Louis. They have a night out where Loco goes with Meech and he's basically side-eyeing Jay Pusher and seeing how he moves the entire night. We also see Jay Pusher's brother, who had his finger broken last season because Jay Pusher was slacking on the mackin, and that led to him basically ruining his baseball career. And he's basically doing like side jobs for Jay Pusher at this point. Meech and Jay Pusher are talking, and it seems like we see like Terry growing a connection with the younger brother, because they're both younger brothers who were caught up in their older brother's life in the game. So we go to like a gambling ring where they get into a whole beef with the rival gang from Jay Pusher, who have issues with Jay Pusher, and they're basically taken out on his younger brother. And we find out that or Terry finds out that the younger brother hates Jay Pusher after what happened to him. So that feels like something that Terry can take advantage of, whereas Meech is a little bit too trusting of Jay Pusher, and we see why he shouldn't be by the end of the episode when Loco and his partner are basically all going on the plane to ride out. Jay Pusher meets them at the launch point, the not even like an airport, it's like the deck when he's about to go onto the plane, and he basically proposes them working together with cutting Meech out of the plan, and that Meech has other responsibilities and he's a little distracted from the game, basically bad-mouthing Meech behind his back. I'm hoping that Loco will let him know what Jay Pusher's trying to do, but Loco probably just wants to make money, and he can make money with Jay Pusher, he can make money with Meech, he could probably fit all hands. So it depends on where Loco's loyalty lies, especially after Meech and Terry have rescued him from that Mexican jail. With the Mexico storyline, we see early on in the episode, Meech and Terry, they go to this with Loco, they go to the store in Mexico where there's a cops that come in, and eventually Loco attacks the cops. They tie up the cops and they're basically playing games with them, shooting out their feet, making them jump around. You get Meech joining in with Loco and doing it, but Terry wants nothing to do with this and tells them to cut it out and let's get the fuck out of here. So they eventually leave, and we hear from Terry with the narration that he's kind of seeing a different side of his brother and the longer they're in Mexico. And then the final scene that we see with the brothers Flannery is them going to the Source Awards, which I thought was a great scene. They take Purdy and Tina to the Source Awards. We also see an interaction between Meech and Purdy's makeup artist Maria, and it seems like they're getting closer and closer. He asks her out on a date, so we might be seeing that in the next couple of episodes. We see Meech and Terry taking Purdy to the Source Awards. We see Biggie Smalls and Little Kim, we see Tupac, we see Outkast, we see Bone Thugs and Harmony, we see someone playing Left Eye as well. So a lot of small little cameos, and the 1995 Source Awards is one of the most famous in the awards history. We also get an interaction between Trell and BMF here, the brothers Flannery, as Trell is like, what the hell are you doing here, Purdy? Come with me. But Meech and Terry says that she's with him now. She signed with them, but she still has a contract with Trell. So they basically offer to buy him out. Eventually, Trell agrees, but you can tell he's not going to make it easier for them. And he warns them that they don't know who they're messing with here. So they've already found a new enemy. Always doing great with finding new enemies, don't you, boys? Sheesh. Never fails. Never fails. Never fails with the brothers Flannery. Meanwhile, you get Brian. He's still on the lookout in Atlanta for the Flannerys and BMF. He is trying to catch up with Duffy. He gets a tip from the cop that was a part of the Red Dogs that Duffy is usually hanging out in strip clubs. So he goes to the strip club to basically, I guess he's like investigating Duffy or about to arrest him or something. I don't know. But Duffy peeps game as Lucky is trying to get a dance off on Brian, and Brian has to tell her to get the fuck out of here. But as he's distracted with her, Duffy runs off and he gets the hell up out of there. When he saw Scoop Ball's head, he was like, nah, I gotta get the fuck up out of here. I know that shiny ass head from anywhere. So that's all the main storylines in this episode. We'll go more in depth in episode 5 for sure, which is the midway point of this season of BMF, but everything's lining up pretty well. As far as this episode, I'll put my thumbs in the middle, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. You could do it in the live chat or in the comment section. Let us know whether you gave this show a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give this show? Your MVP and LVP. For me, I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I like the whole storylines that are panning out with the drug business as well as the music business. You got the Bryant storyline with him trying to investigate BMF in Atlanta. You got B. Mickey and his storyline. I also forgot to mention Charles. Charles went out on a date with Cece, and as he's on a date with Cece, Cece's ex-boyfriend shows up and tries to stalk her again. He tries to be like, who the hell is this? And gets it and punches Charles, and Charles straight mollywopped him. He still got the hands. He was like, bam, 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 bam. We also had a meeting with Lucille and her cousin early in the episode when she was thinking about selling the meat coat that Meech gave her. And she's like, no, you keep this. This is nice. You better keep this. What you need to sell is your wedding ring. And apparently we see later on in the episode that Lucille did sell the wedding ring, and because he got the receipt from it. And then Charles reveals that his band is going out on tour, but it's going to be a couple of months before then. And Lucille's upset because she wants to get welfare and she needs him to get the fuck up out of here to do that. Lucille is such a greedy little I can't with Lucille. Lucille's awful. She's just awful. But yeah, those are major storylines in this episode. But I like how everybody's got their own story in this episode. I feel like they're fleshing out a lot of the characters by giving them their own individual arcs and storylines in this season. So definitely a thumbs up. Out of 10, I'm going to give this episode an 8 out of 10. Really good episode this week. I thought that the storylines are now progressing at a right rate. Like I said, everybody's got their own directions where they're going. You got Markeisha over here, wheeling and dealing, going to see Boom, going to see the cop that stopped her a couple of seasons ago and trying to work her magic. She ain't sleeping with nobody, but she's using her charm and her good looks to get little connects and stay aware. She's in on the cops. She's in with the drug game with Boom, and she's using Terry to get a foothold in everything. So she's using her feminine wiles in the right way. So, and I like the little connection, a little back and forth and banter between B, Mickey, and Hoop during this episode as they get close with staking out Markeisha here. So everybody's kind of got their own direction where they're going here. And B, Mickey got some money from the church, from a nice note from Lucille, from the beneficial fund. Oh, we got you, honey. We'll go from the fund. So good stuff on this episode. So 8 out of 10. MVP for this episode, I'll go with Terry. I'm going to go with Terry again. I'm going to go with Terry. You can see he's putting chess pieces in place here in this season. He's thinking 1, 2, 3 steps ahead. He doesn't trust Jay Pusher, and he looks like he's going to get an in with the little brother who also hates Jay Pusher as well. So he might have something to work against Jay Pusher in the future when he really is a problem to him, instead of the scheming that he's doing behind the scenes, and he's seeing stuff that Meech isn't really seeing. And they're doing well with their record label right now and getting into the Source Awards. So I'm going to give it to Meech. LVP is either Nicole for being a little bit sneaking around and cheating and sleeping with one of the BMF members. It's co-LVP for Nicole and Lucille. Lucille is just awful. She's awful at this point. She's the worst Flannery. Like, what are we kidding? We all know it. It's true. It's damn true. So that is my MVP and LVP for this episode and what I thought about season 4, episode 4. Let me know in the comments down below, or let me know in the live chat if you're watching the premiere what you thought about season 4, episode 4. Me and Miss Chrissy Love will be back next week with our season 4, episode 5 review. Probably be going live on that one either Monday or Wednesday. So join us live for that, and we'll be back with some more True Hill Heat goodness. But we want to hear from you. Let's keep the conversation going, since I'm doing this pre-recorded, in the comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode of BMF season 4, episode 4. Give me your MVP, LVP, and everything in between. If you like the True Hill Heat goodness, follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat. Patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month, the best way to support us when we are not live here. And join us live on Saturday, 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time, with the True Hill Heat flagship podcast, if you like to talk some pro wrestling, and we'll talk about everything that went down this week, AEW, WWE, and everything in between. But it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our BMF Season 4, Episode 4 Power Trippin' Review. We are signing off until